Hello there, my name is Retro. The first time you see my channel, I use to review cartoon series, anime series, so it's up and completely random. And today will be Spy Kids Mission Critical Season 2. Well, basically this is the final season because they kind of wrapped up everything what the show was about. So the question is it still worth watching? In a way, yes, because it does kind of solve all the problems of Season 1 that eventually is just the villains, that it's just the weakest part of the whole show. But they actually fixed that because they removed all of them except for one or two villains. One is the main one, is the golden villain. They kept him for obvious reason. He was entertaining and fun. He never was cringy or creepy or anything like that. The rest of the villains were that. It was kind of almost not properly right to put them in the scene because they're not flamboyant enough. Luckily, they have another villain that is perfect match with the Spy Kids group. That would be Ancient Nobody. He's basically a rogue agent who trying to kind of steal a special formula in the school, and the kids know about it. They try and find out who it is, and basically question the whole group: who is the mole, who is not the mole, and have shenanigans happen. So shenanigans. That's what I can't even say. I can't say a lot of words. Anyway, but this season actually works so well because of that, because you know who is the mole, and you see the kids kind of panicking. It's like, should we tell someone? But we tell someone, they kind of ran away of the mole, so they have to risk it all to see who is the mole, and also see what is this formula they're trying to steal. Everything was interesting about the mole, like you know who this person is, Ancient Nobody. That Ancient Nobody was interesting, but at the end they kind of fumbled all the way at the very end because they're trying to make dramatic moments, trying to make them more interesting. And the only problem is it was kind of rushed and out of nowhere. I don't feel attached to it. It's one of the biggest issues because the show want to be dramatic or at least teach you something about a character or learn a lesson. They do properly do it, even though it's kind of cliche, but they know how to execute it perfectly. But Ancient Nobody was one of the strongest and weakest characters because it was fascinating, because it was a perfect villain for the team, for each character to realize who you trust or who you not trust, and that's why it's so fascinating. But the only problem is Ancient Nobody didn't have a chance to develop. I mean, you know who this is because it's a rogue agent, and not the rogue agent you think, not the pooper guy. It's a new character inside the group. You find out who he is, and it's a shocking factor because I did not realize it's that character. That's kind of surprised me out of nowhere. It just shocking me. But it didn't leave an impact because when you find out why he or she did this in the portrayed the team, it all makes sense, but at the end it didn't develop. It didn't have the character to really sit down and say, yeah, I screwed up, but I have a good reason. And they never kind of have a character style. You never see him struggling to make the right decision or the bad decision. It's just, I don't know, he came back like, yeah, I kind of screwed up. I mean, can we be friends? And basically they tried to write that in the page. I mean, this is almost exactly what it happened. But they do struggle the team to trust him. They said not trust him. But because I understand they only have 10 episodes, they didn't have the time to develop this character. It feels missed potential in other words. It just kind of dropped the ball. But I did enjoy the whole series. Even the Venom we have a chance to is still enjoyable. Especially the Golden Brain. That you have the Golden Brain. I mean, he's very comic genius. He's very likable, fun, and adorable. Of course, anything I can say bad about it, I have still cringy moments. There's some boring dialogue once in a while, and overall, it was okay. It was I said the first season. The season 1 was okay. Season 2, it was better than okay. One thing I forget to mention on season 1, my season 1 review, that the characters were interesting. Each character is basically a reflection of kind of like a cliche 007. You have the suave Englishman that is very clumsy, that will be Ancient Awesome. You also have the pretty boy 007 that will be Ancient Ace, that actually he is very capable, but he had multiple problems. He has kind of phobias, kind of controlling him, but at the same time he looks so handsome, so gorgeous, so perfect, but in the end he's so messed up that it's kind of funny to see. You also have Ancient Scorpion basically is the femme fatale of the group. That is, she is basically a daughter of a supervillain, but the question is, can you trust her? Yeah, I like they use that kind of metaphor in the series. I mean, I like they use that kind of contrast with Carmen because she had to sleep with Richard Scorpion in the same room, and you realize she could be an evil villain in disguise. But I love that kind of conflict. You also have AJ Glitch, that is probably the most annoying character of the whole group because she is useful, but at the same time kind of running not useful because she is using a lot of dialogue like oh meiji or side emoji or this for technical terms, but at the end it's kind of annoying and frustrating to see that because she is just jibber about nothing and really nothing developed about the character. I mean, season 2 they started trying to fix that, but they didn't have an idea how to tackle it. It really weakens the character. It's one of the problems. But each character has their own thing, but enough to enjoy, even the conversation and the relationship each member. Now, I say all the good, the bad, and the characters. And the very last question I have to ask is worth completely watching this series, at least season 2. In a way, yes, because season 2 is very bearable, very competent, and very funny enough to enjoy. Not to binge watch, but at least watch every few episodes and stop and come back later on. I have to now rate this series at least a decent 7 out of 10. I mean, last season was a 6. This one was a 7 because all the all the things they fixed about the last season, and it really shows how much improvement of all the whole series was. Now, I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.